Hello and welcome. I'm Richard Nongard. I'm a licensed psychotherapist, and your counselor, your coach, or your therapist has asked you to watch this short video so that you can learn about emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is an interesting way to look at how smart we really are. And just like any other form of intelligence, including academic intelligence, we can actually increase our level of smartness in this area. Let me give you an example of what we mean when we talk about emotional intelligence. My son is super smart. He got among the highest percentiles on his academic tests for English, for writing. And he's always constantly correcting my spelling, correcting my pronunciation, correcting my capitalization. And every now and then I think, wow, maybe I'm not as smart as I need to be. However, at various points in life, we've experienced different stressors and different difficulties, and my son is always amazed at how I seem to be able to navigate any difficult relationships, social interactions, or even stressors that I've experienced in my life, which he has said on occasion, wow, Dad, I'm not sure I would be able to handle that as well as you have. Clearly, my son is pretty darn smart academically. One of the things he's noticed about me, though, is that I seem to be able to handle emotions in a way that's far different than other people. That is because I consider myself to be somebody who has taken the time, just like a math student takes the time to practice math, to learn how to develop the skills, or what we might call acuity, in emotional intelligence. Now, a lot of times when I talk about emotional intelligence, people think that this means, well, you don't get angry, or you don't get anxious, or you don't get depressed, or you don't experience these negative emotions. The reality is, we want to experience, I want to, you want to, everybody wants to experience a full range of human emotions. In fact, if there wasn't depression, I probably wouldn't know what happiness was like. If there wasn't anxiety, I probably wouldn't know what relaxation is like. If I wasn't angry, I probably wouldn't know what peace or reconciliation was like. The reality is, there are no good or bad emotions. It's our response when we experience these emotions which is either healthy for us or unhealthy for us. In fact, if I don't experience a whole range of human emotions, then I'm probably a human doing rather than a human being. Emotional intelligence is not simply about getting rid of negative emotions. In fact, one of the key elements of emotional intelligence is being able to create at any time, anywhere, resource states or emotions which are positive and valuable to us. So even if we're experiencing a stressful situation, we actually have the ability to truly look at the bright side of things, even when life is difficult, to notice what parts of life are going well. Creating positive resource states is the strategy that I'm going to utilize with you in this homework assignment. Below this video, you'll actually find a link right below here for an MP3. And you can download that MP3. In fact, if you click the little music icon, the MP3 icon, it'll probably automatically download. If on your computer, for some reason, it doesn't automatically download, just click play for a moment and then right-click, and it should give you a save as option. And this MP3, this homework assignment, is something that you're going to practice a couple of times between now and your next session with your counselor or your coach or your therapist. By practicing this, let's say every other day, listen to the directions that your counselor or your coach gives you. But by practicing this on multiple occasions between now and your next session, what you will have practiced is a pattern or a skill set of being able to create any resource state or positive emotion in any situation where that is valuable to you. Have you ever felt stuck in an emotion or a negative state? The homework assignment, I'm simply going to call it creating a positive resource state, gives you a strategy for being able to generate from within at any time in any place something that's truly useful to you. Now, how does this work? Well, we have the ability within us to notice and to create a variety of different experiences at any time. Let me go through a simple process with you, simply to show you how a resource state can not only be identified, but then that resource state can be amplified so that we can experience it at a higher level. It's really pretty awesome. Go ahead and close your eyes for a moment. It feels good at the end of a busy, stressful day to close the eyes for a couple of minutes. So even though you're watching a video here, close the eyes for a minute and take in a breath and relax. And anywhere you notice any tension of the day, simply let that tension disappear. Now, today, or the previous few days, or even the previous few months or weeks, or maybe even years, have probably had some difficulty, and that's okay. At some point, though, either in the recent past or even in the distant past, there probably was a time where you felt a sense of happiness. So you probably know what happiness feels like. Perhaps you're happy now, and that's fine. Or perhaps it's been a while since you've felt a feeling of happiness, and that's okay as well. Right here, right now, though, as you listen to this video, sitting in the chair, breathing in and breathing out, even if it's been a while since you felt a feeling of happiness, let yourself feel as if you were happy. Breathe in and breathe out. Allow yourself to even smile just a little bit as you relax. As your body relaxes, let the muscles relax, but let yourself feel a little glimmer of happiness, maybe even the same type of happiness that you've felt in the past at some point or another. Almost all of us knows what happiness feels like, and so as you breathe in and breathe out, breathe in a little more happiness, breathe out joy, breathe in happiness, breathe out joy. Now, it might feel strange to actually practice this, but notice by simply thinking about happiness, you can feel a little sense of happiness. Now imagine that in front of you is a magic dial. You can even reach up if you want to and grab that dial and begin to turn it to the right, turning it up a few notches and feeling a little bit happier. Turning it up a couple more notches, feeling even happier. Notice as you imagine turning that knob up, you can allow yourself to feel a little bit happier. Noticing that smile on the inside of the face coming to the outside of the face. Go ahead, turn that knob up just a little bit more. Even beginning to feel perhaps a sense of joy, if just for a moment, or what joy is like. That's awesome. And now increase it a little bit more. In fact, you can turn it all the way up if you want to. A big smile on your face, feeling fantastic, maybe even silly for turning an imaginary dial as you listen to a video. But the amazing thing about this process is, go ahead and open your eyes now. Go ahead and open your eyes. The amazing thing now is that if you check and ask yourself, am I happier now than I was when I sat down to watch this video? Chances are the answer is yes. And in the MP3 that you'll find below that you can download, I actually guide you through a process that you can practice to create resource states. Now, happiness is just one of them. I use that as a simple example. There are a number of different resource states that you can create. A resource state of concentration, perhaps, if you're a student. A resource state of calm, if you're prone to anger. A resource state of attentiveness, if you're dealing with issues with a partner or spouse. Any number of resource states can be utilized in the MP3, not just happiness. And so as you go through the homework assignment between now and your next session, practice creating resource states that you identify as being truly useful to you.